So post your 1 year break through holistic well-being, what are some of the key issues that you've identified and uncovered in the construction industry today?
Mm.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be no surprise to a lot of your listeners that the construction industry is very special.
It's
Uh,
fucked.
so diplomatic.
Cold, plain, hard truth.
It's a tough industry,
It's
for a
stressful.
lot of reasons. Some of the, coming in through the trenches and experiencing, life on site on construction industries before COVID, and then experiencing life at, within large corporates, complex corporates. I've observed similar trends around illness and dis-ease in people. And it's, again, no surprise. High levels of stress,
Yep.
burnout.
Yep.
Now that we're measuring burnout, we can actually see how bad it is.
You measure burnout?
Yes.
How do you measure burnout?
There is a questionnaire that it's like a survey tool
Yeah.
that people can use and organizations can use. It's quite a short and brief survey, but it is an internationally recognized survey tool that people can use.
Right. Okay.
And I think recently it was a New Zealand study that had a look at the prevalence of burnouts. And I think it was 54% of employees are experiencing or close to experiencing burnout.
Wow.
It's huge.
That's half your workforce.
Yes.
More than half your workforce.
In New Zealand.
Shit.
It's a massive problem.
So what would you say are some of the impacts of that to the workforce, to the industry as a whole?
Yeah. I mean, at an organizational level,
Yep.
You're going to have a person out of work for 1 to 3 months. You're talking a significant loss of your team. You've got to try and fill that. In the construction industry, we know we are so short of people, never mind good people.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we going to fill, if we lost 54% of our workforce in the construction industry, how are we going to replace it? What are we going to do? What is the impact on an organization? I can't even conceive that.
Yeah. Loss of productivity.
Huge.
Delays in projects.
You'd be snowballing projects.
Yeah, for sure. Easily.
And then what? There's a knock-on effect at a national level.
Yeah.
It's insane. The other impact is then, you've got this cost of the person on stress leave now.
Yeah.
But you've still got to fill the gap. So now you're doubling down on your human resource spend.
Yep. Which you probably didn't account for.
That's right.
Yep.
The next thing is when this person comes back, how are we rehabilitating and how are we supporting the person to come back and fit into their job? There's going to be some spend and some loss there as well.
Yeah.
Because now you've got to take time off of your work as a leader, presumably you're a hands-on leader, and actually work with your person to try and understand where are you at mentally, emotionally, physically, what's going on for you, and how do I curtail and help you manage your workload so that you don't immediately go back into that sense of overwhelm.
Right.
It's huge. The impacts are huge, far-reaching. And never mind at an individual level. The individual level is, arguably worse because it's not just
work stress. There's personal stress. There's
That's right.
all the other stress that comes with right?
Yeah. But you take all of that home.
Yeah. Can I ask you, how many construction companies do you reckon in New Zealand would be measuring burnout?
Few and far between, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say there maybe 2 or 3. I would hope that there was more.
Yep.
Because it's not that hard.
Yep.
And the gains that you get from it are just phenomenal.
So how do we get more companies to start measuring burnout? How do we promote that? Is what I'm asking.
It's simple. Come and talk to us.
Yeah,
have a chat.
Yeah, sweet.
Have a chat.
Yep.
Let's start to measure and understand what burnout is.
Yeah.
When we understand what burnout is, the measurement actually means something.
Yeah.
When we break down what burnout is, we can actually link in what are the things that influence, what are the systems of work that influence a person to find themselves in this state.
Yeah.
Things like workload,
Yeah.
things like toxic work environments,
Yeah.
things like poor leadership. These are all things that we know about.
Yeah. And we can measure, manage,
We
control.
can measure, manage, and control all those aspects.
Yeah.
But if you're not measuring the
You're not
thing,
managing.
you're not managing it.
Yeah. You got to be able to measure to manage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's really great to understand the key concerns in the New Zealand construction industry. Now, thanks for your insights on that, Bridge.
No worries.